Welcome to the Omniguard Mobile Patrol and Security Officer Training. The Safe Zone Campus Safety and Security solution utilises three applications to manage the safety and security of large open spaces. This particular presentation is regarding the Safe Zone Omniguard Mobile Command and Control solution, which is utilised by patrol officers in the field to manage their response and coordinate activities. By carrying the Safe Zone Omniguard application on a ruggedized iPhone, officers in the field are sharing their location with each other in the field consistently. And they can see, whilst in the field, any alerts and alarms that occur in their area of responsibility. This view is shared by the Safe Zone Command Console, which is usually utilized in the Security Operations Center or Dispatch Office. That particular application has the same view that the team in the field have, and such, the whole team can manage the most appropriate response to any situation. The third application is the Safe Zone app, which is utilized by the end users, staff, and students in a university scenario. They use that to raise alerts to call for help, to check in and share their location so their safety can be managed, or allows them to contribute to emergency response, plus also receive notifications in the event of emergencies or needing security and safety information. So just as a reminder, this presentation is regarding the Safe Zone Omniguard component of this solution. First, a few words about the setup and the settings on the iPhone itself. The iPhone has a few basic features which you need to understand. Firstly, the home screen is where the phone starts and shows its basic applications. The home button will return you to the home screen at any time. The power button is on the top right or on the top right hand side of the device. The volume up and down buttons on the top left hand side, and the silent mode switch is on above the volume up and down buttons. This should always be left in the silent mode off position to allow you to receive audible alerts and alarms so that you can effect response to any situation. Finally, the status bar across the top of the screen shows important information. The most important of which for operation of the Omniguard system is ensuring that you have sufficient battery life. With regards to battery life, most security and safety departments will utilize ruggedized battery cases for the Omniguard mobile devices in the field. The most common of these is the Mophie case, and that's what's shown here. The Mophie case has two features that you need to be aware of. Firstly, at the bottom left is the battery pack charge button and indicators. By pressing that button, the indicators will light up to indicate how much charge is left in the battery pack itself. The battery pack switch engages and disengages the battery pack from the phone. Always leave this with the green indicator showing, which means that the battery pack is engaged with the phone and charging the phone at all times. When you're given the phone, you will have the Omniguard application already installed on the device. As you can see here, it is installed and located at the bottom with the black and blue Omniguard icon. When you hit this icon, you'll be brought to the sign-in screen when you are signing in on a new device. Here, you enter your email and the password that has been given to you by your Safe Zone administrator. Hit the sign-in button. It takes a few seconds, and then you will be signed in and you'll be seeing and sharing your location with the rest of the team. If you're signing into an existing device, that is one that's been used by team members before, when you hit the Omniguard button, you'll be shown a list of users who have previously used the device. If you've previously used the device, just press your name and log in as you would have shown in the previous slide. If you don't see your name, you can always press the green plus button to add yourself, log in as per normal, hit the sign in button, and you will be signed in. So once you're signed in, you'll be taken straight to the map view. Here you can see your location, that is the blue dot in the center. you can see the location of other team members and the location of any alerts and alarms that occur in your area of responsibility within your safe zone. The controls for the map are on the top right-hand side. The Map Type button allows you to switch between Map View, Satellite View, and a combination of Map, Satellite, and Street View. You can change these depending on what you think is appropriate for your situation. The Tracking Mode button in the top right-hand side has different modes. By default, North is always facing upwards, and that is the mode the system is in when you first use it. If you hit the Tracking Mode button for the first time, it will center the map on your current location. So if you ever become disoriented, you're able to move the map back to your current location to determine where you currently are in relation to any incident or position of other team members. If you hit the button again, the map goes into compass and homing mode. What that allows you to do is it allows you to then rotate the phone in space, and the map will rotate along with it. The first time you do this, the compass will probably go into a calibration mode. That calibration mode requires you to tilt the phone in different ways in order to calibrate the compass. And once that's done, wherever you point the phone, the map will rotate. At any point in time, if you want to go back to the static view with north facing upwards, you can just hit the Tracking Mode button again. The side menu button is very important to know about. This is where you access most of the additional features of the Omniguard mobile application. The menu slides in from the left, and at any time you can slide it back or hit the menu button to remove it from the screen. The top section is the Live section. This allows you to show a list of alerts, assets, and check-ins. Alerts are any alerts that have come from end users or other systems presenting alarms into the system. Assets is a list of all the other teammates carrying the Omniguard mobile device. So if you need to know where any one of your teammates are, you can come to this list, press on that, and then that will center you on the map, on their location. And check-ins. If you have SafeZone app users who are checked in and you need to know their location and a list of them, you can see that using the check-in list. In addition, you can control what you see on the live map. By default, you show all of your team members by showing assets. You can also show check-ins of SafeZone app users if you require that view as well. You can also list all historical alerts. So if you need to retain the details of a particular alert, you can go to this list, scroll through this to find any alert, look at its details, and even call it back to the map if required. At any time, you can provide feedback to CriticalArc or ask for support by using the feedback option. And at the end of every shift, don't forget to sign out before you put the device on charge for the person who will pick it up next time. So when an alert happens, you will receive an audible tone on the device. Even if the device is in its locked mode on your belt, the audible tone will occur. By acknowledging that notification that has come with the audible tone, the application will open up and be centered on the location of the alert that has just occurred. You're able to view the person's details, their location, phone number, photo, and other details they may have provided when they've signed up. You can choose to acknowledge that alert. Upon acknowledgement, that will send a message back to the person who raised the alert to indicate the alert has been acknowledged and they're being responded to. Depending on your SOPs, you may acknowledge from the field or the dispatcher may wish to acknowledge. So please clear that with your department. At any point in time, you can look at the details of any person on the map and hit the call button. The call button will initiate a phone call direct to that person. This is very useful if you're responding directly to that person and need to confirm any details as you are on the way. And finally, cancel. By cancelling an alert, you are asked to confirm that you wish to cancel, and upon doing that, the alert will be removed on the map for all members of the team. So let's look at how SafeZone works across the whole system. We have the response team carrying the Omniguard mobile device in the field, sharing their location with each other and visualizing alerts and alarms. We have the command console that is available to the dispatcher in the operations center, which has a coordinated view with what the team has in the field. So collectively, the best possible response can be managed for any type of situation. And finally, there's the SafeZone application for students and staff to call for help, share their location, and receive alerts. So let's look at how all that hangs together for a typical incident. This incident occurred at a university back in 2013. This is showing the map view, which allows us to replay the response to any incident that has occurred, which is useful for doing after-action reviews or even for running exercises and reviewing afterwards. So at 7:20 p.m. exactly on this evening, a residential assistant noticed someone loitering outside of a residence, and instead of confronting the person directly, she's used SafeZone to send a help call to all the members of the team immediately, plus the operations center. Collectively, they've conferred over radio to determine who's best placed to respond. The member to the south acknowledged 12 seconds later, indicating he's responding, and then the response has occurred. 62 seconds later, the officer is on the scene dealing with the incident. So this is a very obvious usage of the system. Someone needs assistance, they stream their location and details to the responding team in the field. The responding team can determine who's best placed to respond. Then that responder or responders can respond without confusion direct to the scene of the incident. Throughout the SafeZone system, we utilize smartphones to share the location of individuals. Smartphones use a combination of cell, Wi-Fi and satellite positioning in order to determine their location and then communicate it to the system. And the accuracy differs for each of these methods. We communicate the accuracy to you through the Omniguard interface as a circle around the icon. That circle allows you to make decisions about how you respond. For example, if the position is known very accurately, you may respond directly to that location. If it's a reasonably inaccurate location that is being communicated, you may wish to call for backup, call the person directly to confirm their location, or expect to search that location generally for that person. When locating themselves off a cell network, smartphones generally get an accuracy that's worse than 200 meters, and this position is too inaccurate and is usually not reported to the system. When a device is indoors, it positions itself based off the Wi-Fi signals from the Wi-Fi access points. And generally, the accuracy is usually between 10 and 30 meters. So you are able to locate someone to the quadrant of a building. When outdoors, the location is determined using GPS, and usually the accuracy is better than 5 meters, which allows you to respond directly. There is a fourth option for determining location of devices, and that will provide multi-story location and floor plan information to you as a responder. This particular option requires Bluetooth devices to be placed around your environment and mapping to be done of your floor plans. Ask your department to determine whether this has been implemented in your location. If you ever need to reset, or if you've forgotten your password, you can do this. You can reset your password by going to any web browser on a mobile device or PC and going to safezone.criticalarc.net. This provides the generic login interface. You can hit the Forgot Password link and then follow the instructions to reset your password by receiving an email at your institutional email address. Finally, for any questions or support required, there are 3 ways of getting in touch with CriticalArc. You can email us at support@criticalarc.com. You can send a message in the feedback section of the application. And finally, you can call us on the toll-free numbers shown here for North America, Europe, and Asia Pacific. We have offices in Australia, the Middle East, the UK, and North America, so we can provide 24-hour support to your organisation. Please don't hesitate to get in contact with us if you have any suggestions or if you need assistance.